couldn't resist taking you back over that little bridge and having a run back up the hill. Way too much fun. Good morning and welcome everyone to another episode of Accounting for Old Cars. And this morning, as you can probably tell, it's bright sunshine. We've just come through the latest storm, winds have died down. There's been enough rain on the roads to actually take this salt away, which means that this could be the perfect opportunity to take my Mark II Vitesse Bess out for a little run. Open the bonnet like so. And because she hasn't started for a while, the first thing I'm going to do is just to prime the carburettors using the fuel pump. So I'll just reach down here and just give that a little squeeze until I can feel there's no more resistance. That's fine. Got it there. Just make sure the battery isolate is on. And we'll see if she wants to play ball. Give this a try. Make sure she's in neutral. She gives a bit of choke, and yeah, let's see. She wants to go. What I'm not sure about is whether there's enough juice in the battery first. Yeah, looking at the voltmeter, we've got very little here. So I think time for a jump pack. Let's see what we can do. So welcome back, and as you may have gathered, I had a little bit of trouble getting Bess to start this morning, and the truth is, this is my fault because I haven't been conditioning the battery as I ought to have done, and I think the battery in this car must be a good sort of 4 or 5 years old. So it's rather, I think, unfair to expect it to kick the engine over after having sat for a couple of weeks. But I'm delighted to say I put her on trickle charge, used the boost, and she's fired right up. And as you can see, she feels pretty lively this morning. Now, One of the reasons for this drive is I've just reset the mixture in the carburettors and just richened everything up a little bit. I think after the carburettors had been rebuilt back in the autumn, they'd sort of gone out of tune slightly, and what I was finding was that when I lifted off the throttle, the revs would drop away almost to nothing, and so it meant sort of pulling out of junctions became sort of quite tricky. So just a little bit of tweak by hand and ear, and we'll see how she is now. So you'll see, yeah, that's much better. Anyway, as I was saying earlier in this video, the weather in the UK has been quite extraordinary this winter, and in Suffolk we've certainly had more rain than I can remember in my lifetime. Lots of localised flooding, particularly in the market town of Framlingham before Christmas, which is something sort of almost unheard of here really, because we're sort of known for our low rainfall in this part of the world, which is one of the reasons having a convertible is such an attractive option here in East Anglia. But clearly something has happened with the Gulf Stream. Whether this is a sign of climate change or just one of these put my teeth in statistical anomalies, I'll let other people decide. But certainly it's been pretty miserable, and it's really curtailed my enjoyment of the cars over the last few weeks. We've had some bright days recently, but of course these have been at sub-zero temperatures when the roads have been salted, and although I use my cars all year round, I certainly don't like to drive them on roads that I know are salted. So I had to wait for it to rain to sort of wash the salt or most of the salt away before venturing out, as we're doing now. And yeah, it looks like we picked a beautiful day to just give Bess a bit of a run. So for those of you who are unfamiliar to my channel, the car we're in, Bess, is my 1971 Triumph Vitesse Mark II, and she of course has a straight 6 2-litre engine with twin carburettors. So what I really want to do today is to just take Bess on a run where we can go through the rev range, cruise a little bit, get some charge into the battery. Clearly the alternator's working nicely. We're getting about 14 volts coming through. See some of the localised flood signs. To remind you what we've had. apologise for the wind noise. We've still got gusts of around sort of 30-40 miles an hour out here at the moment, but the sunshine was too good to miss this opportunity, so I'm just going to come onto some of these back roads. Which will just give me a real chance to use the whole of the rev range. Yeah, she feels absolutely lovely. One of the advantages of winter driving here is the fact that we don't have as many visitors to the area, so the roads are relatively empty, and that's quite nice. As you can see from the pasture, we're quite low lying at this point. I love these roads in Suffolk because they're away from the sort of typical tourist routes, and they're largely undiscovered, and it's a little bit like travelling back in time. You know, very little has changed in both the houses and architecture and landscape in this part of the county over the last 30 years. And it's a good way to see old Suffolk, really. I think tweaking the mixture has made a big difference to this sort of lower end tractability. She's definitely running too lean before. Right. More rural roads. faster road here. We'll just open her up a bit. So we're cruising at 60 here at overdrive top. Roads have dried out nicely. Off to our right is Debbage Airfield, and some of you may have seen the video I did on the Debbage Air Show last summer. Obviously I'm hoping to go back there again later this year. To explore the Control Tower Museum. There just is nothing better than an old car when it's on song like this. And I hate the idea of the cars just sort of sitting there, not being used for weeks on end. So I'm really, really grateful for this break in the weather. One of the things I can foresee this summer is there are going to be a lot of roadworks as the council try to repair all the potholes that have emerged over the winter, particularly where the road is eroded away from the verge side. Another pretty little humpback bridge ahead of us here. way too much fun. I hope you've enjoyed this little outing with me today in Bess. I've thoroughly enjoyed our drive in the winter sunshine, and I can almost feel spring upon us, but we still have February to come. But you never know, maybe we've earned it after everything we've put up with rain and storms and hurricanes, etc. But thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Take care.